The topic is impact of physicians burnout, or should I say the medical professionals burnout. Dr. Tadi is a stroke neurologist on the faculty of Crichton University CHI Health. He is the Neurology Clerkship Director and the Director for Clinical Competency Committee of the Neurology Residency Program. He is also the Director of the Wellness Program there. And to tell you the truth, he is the one who is the main person to organize this whole event. He is the current Director of Bhaktivedanta Medical Association, which help organize these kind of events for all of our benefit. So Dr. Tadi.
So how many of you heard physician burnout? Okay, most of you heard. So what is physician burnout? Do you know what consists of physician burnout?
Cynicism, lack of interest in patient care, feeling of like you're not making any meaning or difference, lack of sleep, depression.
Yes. So I will repeat exactly. So physician burnout, the word was coined 1980s by Maslow. So the three terms are emotional exhaustion. Like a physician, we spend a lot of time going to medical school, residency, fellowship, 30 plus years, time, money, lot of effort. And there is a lot of drive when you're in the residency. You go at 6 and come back sometimes next day at 10, 11, 12, like 30 plus hour shifts. So that needs a lot of interest. When you lose the interest, why you came into medicine, that is emotional exhaustion. And depersonalization, when always it's nice to keep our personal statements, why we came to medical school. To get into admission into medical school, we have to write a personal statement. To get admission into residency, we have to write a personal statement. And to get admission into fellowship, you have to write a personal statement. It's nice to keep those statements and read sometime where we are in that journey, because once we came into medicine, the healthcare system make us like robots. Okay, this patient, next. How are you doing? Aspirin, statin, go home. How are you doing? Right? So you don't have time. The big hospitals don't give you time to do whole H&P and spend 2 hours with each patient. So that is depersonalization. And career dissatisfaction, the third component. So the whole society views physician as a hero, superhero, right? And a well-accomplished person. And this is a stigma. Nobody is willing to open and discuss this topic. So today I will open up with whatever I am presenting is evidence-based, completely scientific, 100%. So this is all the information is available in National Academy of Medicine website, where top 100 institutions, you name them, I will show the institutions. They collected all this data and kept in that National Academy of Medicine. So physician burnout is nearly 2 times more prevalent in US physicians when compared to any other fields. Then, is it only for physicians? Some people say, oh, physicians, why they need to get burnout, right? Now we are seeing medical students, first year medical students, second year medical students, they didn't even enter into medicine, entered into the hospital. Now a lot of work is coming out from Mayo Clinic, Duke, John Hopkins, all these areas, all these hospitals, that medical students, when compared to their peers in arts, music, or engineering, the burnout is much higher. And they go through a lot of depression and burnout. Okay, how many physicians in US commit suicide per year? Just throw a number. 300. 150. 350. Close to 100 to 150. Okay. Any other thoughts? So yeah, let's see this number. 400 US physicians take their lives every year. So let's talk about it. So what is 400 physicians means? When you go to medical school, the graduating class is like 100, 125, 150. So it's 3 graduating classes of 3 medical schools. That many doctors are committing suicide. Okay? This is very sad. So this graph is very important. So this is a busy slide, but just focus on blue and yellow. You all can see blue and yellow, right? So this work came from Mayo Clinic. So Mayo Clinic 2011 is yellow and 2014 is blue. They surveyed all the physicians in the Mayo Clinic system, means thousands of doctors. This is not just hundreds or tens, thousands. And irrespective of the specialty, the whole spectrum, the physician burnout increased. Number 1 is emergency medicine. 70 to 80% of ER doctors has physician burnout. Anybody from emergency medicine here? No. Okay. Number 2, urology. And interestingly, PM&R. And then family medicine. And then orthopedic surgery, internal medicine, neurology, dermatology. It doesn't matter which specialty you are. The take-home point is it increased across the spectrum. The blue line is greater than the yellow line. Okay? So even from 2014 to 2018, I am in touch with the authors of this article and other national leaders through AA and Dr. Busis and others. So what I heard is from 2014 to 2019, things even got worse. Next is, okay, now I talked about statistics. Okay, what physician burnout is doing to doctors and most importantly, to patients. So let's talk about individual personal impact, broken relationships. People, there is a study done in surgical residents. 50% of residents who went into surgical residency, 50% of them get divorced by the time they finish the residency. This is a statistic. You just go to PubMed and just type surgery and divorce. You will get 40 to 50, high number. I don't, and then it's very surprising that physicians abuse medicines more than any other professions. Drug abuse, because opioids, they can write prescription or they can do whatever they want. It's all in National Academy of Medicine. Go to National Academy of Medicine burnout, you will get all this data. And depression, physicians have highest rate of depression. And suicide, as I said, 400 physicians per year in America. And then what we are doing to the society, right? Why we came into medicine is excellent patient care, high quality care, and patient satisfaction, productivity, increase the productivity. So for example, physician is not happy, what's happening? Decreased quality of care, increased medical errors. There was a study that was done in Europe saying if a physician is burnout, there are more lawsuits and more medical errors when compared to a happy, healthy, physician. Then next is decreased patient satisfaction. Now the modern world, the way healthcare industry is moving, is all about press gaining and patient satisfaction. And every month you get a report, oh, what is the patient satisfaction for this hospital and where we are, sorry. Then decreased patient satisfaction and decreased productivity and professional effort. There is a very good article out there that when a physician, one of those 3 components, emotional exhaustion, depersonalization, and career dissatisfaction, when a physician has one of this component, then immediately they stop working slowly. They don't put their 100% effort. And final, last but not least, is physician turnover. To hire a new physician, like a general practitioner, internal medicine, family medicine, it costs 500,000 to a million to hire a new physician, because all the interviews with the physicians, and then hiring, and then new patients getting used to it. How about hiring a orthopedic surgeon, or how about hiring an interventional neurologist? One of you mentioning about interventional neurology yesterday, many millions to just hire one physician. So who is because it's affecting all of us. Patients, mostly patients get affected because of poor quality of care. And this is very important article that it's done in European consortium, that physicians, when they work in this kind of toxic environment, there is increased risk of cardiovascular mortality. It's not only hypertension, diabetes, hyperlipidemia, smoking, alcohol. When you work in toxic environment, it's not good for you. Then, okay, I always interested in solutions, not problems. So I looked into PubMed that is there any evidence? Is there something we can do for this? So unfortunately, in 2019, this is the situation where there is no high quality studies exist to provide definitive guidance, and no specific intervention better than the others. Means there is no randomized, multinational, double controlled trial that was never done for physicians. So that is very depressing. Now in cardiology world, we have so many trials, multi-million trials, and even in neurology, the trial, DAWN trial, and Diffuse 3 is like, previously we used to treat strokes for until 6 hours. Now we can treat until 24 hours. And that patient with a big stroke with a paralysis can walk out of the hospital. All this cutting edge in oncology, every field there is a significant improvement in the care. But what about the physicians who is taking care of the patients? So that is the situation in 2019. When I said National Academy of Medicine called all these organizations. Let me read those organizations. These are National, American Medical Association, American College of Physicians, American Academy of Neurology, American Board of Internal Medicine, Family Practice, and ACGME, Graduate Medical Education, and American Academy of Medical Colleges, and American Nursing Association, Harvard, Johns Hopkins, and American Association of College of Nursing, and even insurance companies. Actually, there are 70 or 80 organizations. I don't have enough space to put all those organizations. So that's why I choose just 16 to 20 organizations here. So the point is, nobody knows. All these people sitting in Washington, D.C. to, just like this room, where they are discussing what we have to do with physician burnout. Okay. This is a busy slide. I have been talking with many people for last couple of days. What is physician burnout? Is it a one thing, one magic pill that is available and the burnout will go away? No, because it's very complex. Let me read individual factors. Let's start with external factors that is out of our control. First of all, socio-cultural factors. The way they show physician in the TV, that physician is a superhero and he can bring back any patient that's going to die. That kind of society's expectations you can change. And the second thing is, there's so many sidelines. I don't want to go into the more details. I want discussion after this. So I will just talk about the main topics. So regulatory and business and payer environment. So how many of you called for authorization to get some tests done in your lives? So for authorization, MRI, CT, all these. Mayapur Chandra Prabhu, who is a physician, he has his own practice. He knows the payer regulations, insurance companies, how much difficulty it gives for a physician to take care of patient. And then the thing is organizational factors. Most of us work in a hospital where the organization culture affects us. It depends on what is the culture in the organization itself. And last but not the least, there are so many organizational factors: bureaucracy, bad leadership, and there are so many organizational factors that impact physician burnout. And practice environment, bad practice environment, and individual factors. So in medical school they teach about anatomy, physiology, biochemistry, but they never teach about what is good nutrition. We had just before that the amount of teaching about good nutrition is this much in medical schools, right? Exercise this much, or meditation, or mantra meditation, or anything for self-care is nothing. They just, in modern medicine, we just treat bodies. We don't go deeper into the root cause. That's the other problem. So we'll talk about that in the solutions. And then personal factors and skills and abilities constantly. Previously, when the residency was started in Johns Hopkins in 1900s, there is nothing much for doctors. There is no penicillin invented, there is no aspirin, there is no nothing. Doctors usually wake up in the middle of the night only to pronounce that somebody dead, right? That's the only night float. So now, with all the advancements, when you are on night float, you have 100 labs to follow. So that is the current situation. So what can we do? So physician burnout is identifiable, preventable, and treatable. Just like if you want to identify somebody with diabetes, you have to do hemoglobin A1C, right? Then you will find, this is the blood level, blood sugar level. In the same way, how do you identify physician burnout? First you have to measure it. Then if you measure it, then you identify it. Once you identify it, you can prevent it. But even better than that is prevention is better than cure. But you have to start identify the physician burnout. To happen that, at least we have to start having conversation. So that is our effort today. Let's fast forward. So let's build a better system to help clinicians to thrive. Potential target levels for intervention is physician burnout, where we can put effort is at multiple levels. Physician level, at individual level, at a institutional level in our departments, our institutions, and at a national level. And physician level, self-care, means first you have to be physically healthy, mentally, emotionally, spiritually healthy. Then you can take care of your patients. Then building resiliency building, and mindfulness, mantra meditation, all this comes into play. Next is organizational level. For organizational level, there should be organization commitment. That doesn't happen in one day. I've been working for last 1 year, knocking many doors, many rejections, but perseverance and patience has to. So if you believe, if it's a right cause, it's a proper cause, then good things will start going to happen. Initially, you have to face some resistance. And enlightened leaders understand quality care and patient satisfaction not possible without healthy, happy doctor. And there is a business model also that, if physicians are working well, patients are happy, and society will be happy, and a hospital will be more financially stable. There is no turnover cost, and with Presgani, there will be more funding to the hospitals where patients are happy. This is simple logic. And next is to develop burnout prevention working group. There should be a group. You can't do this work by yourself. And then there should be, regularly survey. Until and unless you measure, you don't know where you are standing, right? We do every 3 months hemoglobin A1C. Why? We want to know where we are. And how many of you know about AAA? AAA. So usually hospitals have a statement, right? A mission statement. That mission statement is all about patient. Excellent patient care, excellent satisfaction, productivity. Now the triple aim changed to quadruple aim. That means, healthy, engaged, energized, resilient physician workforce is essential to achieve national health goals of higher quality. So that is the change from triple aim to quadruple aim. So at national level, all these organizations are working, talking with insurance companies and all these, all the national organizations and governments also. So I use this figure, key drivers of burnout and engagement in physicians. First of all, the core is meaning in medicine. Why I am in medicine? That is the most important. You should know your purpose. Just like, what is the purpose of my life? That's why we are in this movement. We should know the purpose. Even the work we do, we should understand why I am going to work. Right? If you lose the purpose or meaning in the work, you lose everything. And on top of that, work-life integration, individual wellness. Wellness means I always see 360 degrees. It's just not one component. You should be physical, social, environmental, financial, spiritual, emotional. So with all this, I came up with cheer trial. I'm doing for medical students. It's just like putting a small drop in the ocean, but at this time, you have to start doing something. And the interesting thing is a lot of organizations are paying to do work, because one of the important topics, hot topics in medicine. The way I got interested into this whole topic is when I went to American Academy of Neurology conference for the first time. There is a yoga therapy at one side, music therapy, massage therapy, and I was really shocked. I went there to hear about cures for Alzheimer's, cures for Parkinson's. But the president at the time, it's only 2 years back, Terry Casino, he was talking that, how important we have to take care of our physicians first. If you lose your physicians, then who will invent all these things? So first take care of your physicians, and then, you talk about higher things. So that really impacted me, and I started this work after going to that conference. So anyways, what is C mean? C means complaining. But I changed that complaining to celebration. So I'm planning to do this study with medical students, residents, and even my own faculty in the Department of Neurology. We'll have a monthly meeting like this, and we'll start with celebration. What one good thing happened to you in last 1 month? Either personal level or a professional level. I mean, there are so many layers. I'm just oversimplifying the whole thing. I wrote IRB, there is whole, whole study design. I'm just simplifying. H is hearing, to support each other when they are telling their experiences. And E is expertise. We'll invite people who are experts in meditation, yoga, and good food, exercise, and even invite patients who had near-death experience, and they discharged and walking, talking, and we'll bring the patients again back and having that interaction with the patients. So then engagement. So then we'll discuss about the topics that are going through, like going through a ICU rotation is tough, going through a night float is tough. So we'll try to help medical students or residents what their current difficult topics. If it is physicians, then our topics are how to hit RVUs, Epic, dealing with Epic, workflow. So each category has their own needs. We'll identify those needs and we'll address them. And R is review and recharge. So what is the one thing you learned in this meeting and how you implement it in next 1 month? Cheer trial. Okay, so that's my effort to address this issue. And as I said, it is not only for one section, it is for medical students, residents, dental students, nurses, PTOT, pharmacy, everyone. And I don't go into the designs, study designs are not needed here. So even small changes can make a big difference. There is work to be done, a lot of work to be done. So any questions, that's my email.